Yes, my name.
You can pray for us, Anne.
Okay, let us pray. Abba Father, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, we come before your presence this afternoon. We bless you and we honor you for the gift of life. Thank you, Jehovah, because there are many who have left us, but you have kept us. The grace has carried us through. The grace is sufficient. Jehovah, as we start this, Jehovah God, as we start this meeting until the tail end of this meeting. In Jesus' name, we do pray, trust, and believe.
Thank you very much.
Amen.
And thank you very much. Amen. I will straight away give Purity the mic to start conducting the other sequence.
All right. Good afternoon to everyone once again. How are we feeling? It's already Saturday. It's 3 p.m. What are we feeling? Is someone to give us opening remarks?
Purity, before you proceed.
Yes.
Purity, before you proceed, I could like to tell everybody to mute their mics so that we cannot get disturbances.
Yes. I'll just mute them from here, but just unmute when you want to speak. Also, if you want, you can leave your video on so that we see the people we are interacting with. I've just muted everyone. So when it's your turn to speak, feel free to just unmute yourself and speak and then mute back again. So I just want to get a few opening remarks from those in attendance. How has the week been? How was the training? How did you implement that training during this week? Let's hear from you. Maybe two people, then we start. Anyone, you can raise your hand or you can just speak.
Well, if I can start, what we did
Richard.
From Monday, I think what we did, we reviewed the 3 parts that we did on Saturday. We reviewed so that we can be able to internalize the main points of the training and see how we are going to implement. So we did some good work, and I appreciate those people who participated in the review process. I deeply appreciate. And we are going to do the same for today, so that we can be able to grasp and implement what we are being taught, because money has been invested in the training and something should come out of it. There should be some form of return on investment.
True. All right, let's have one other person from the audience. Either anyone can just unmute and tell us how their week has been, what learning lessons they picked from last week that they were able to implement this week. Anyone, or do I point to someone, Richard, or you can help me?
Yeah, please go ahead, because we are building in everybody. Just close your eyes and say somebody's name.
I'll say let me see. A lot of them are using the names of their phones. So let me talk to Rachel, Kenya, Mombasa. Where are you, Rachel?
It's in Mombasa.
Rachel, your phone has a lot of noise.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, I'm in Mombasa.
Yes. It's too much noise. I'll just put her on mute. Okay, let me pick someone else. Sorry for that, Rachel. We could not hear you clearly. There was a lot of noise from your end. Where is Stephen Wafula? Stephen Wafula? All right, then let me talk to Laura. Laura, you are the first one to log in today. Can you unmute yourself?
We are watching you so that you can talk, Laura. We're waiting for you to tell us what you can remember from the last training.
Are you able to unmute yourself? Okay, I don't think that is going to happen. Let me talk to the lady who has the username Simba with the white earphones. Tell us what's your name first of all.
As we wait for that person to organize themselves, Cicely, can you say something? Diambo, Cis, can you say something? Ses.
All right, I think now it's getting a problem. So I'll just hand it over to Nancy so that we start the program we have planned for today. So Nancy brings in a lot of experience running for over 20 years, right, Nancy? So I believe you're the safest hands in terms of experience, knowledge, and let's see how we are able to continue impacting all these different teams moving forward. So karibu sana Nancy, this is Simba Telecom. Their head offices are based here in Nairobi, but with a lot of branches cut across this nation. So it's an amazing team. As you can see from a few cameras that are on, a few of them are sharing different devices. As of now, 44 have joined. So, but let's hope and pray as you continue, more of them are able to continue joining. So karibu sana Nancy. Richard is their HR who will be helping us also moderate these sessions as we continue. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Purity and Richard. And thank you all for joining. This is a big number. You're over 40, and I was told there are more than 50, yeah?
Yeah.
It's the biggest I think I've trained online for a long time, or virtually. Okay, so welcome to this 2-hour session. My name is Nancy Mutonyi. I train normally with Purity, just in many different ways in different topics. And today she told me to go through three topics in 2 hours, and I was finding that a bit quite rushed. And I'm wondering, can we extend a bit longer? But maybe you're very busy people. So we'll just start over. I have 3 topics. I'll start with the first one. There is know your customer, and then there's retaining your customer, and also product knowledge. So it tells me that you're all salespeople. You deal with customers every day. So are you all in sales or in customer relations or in that category of dealing with customers? I'm assuming they are, all of them, Purity.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, so I'll just be briefly sharing the main bullet points of our discussion, and then we'll have some group work It will not be a lecture. It's a fun kind of interactive training. I'll be calling out people to contribute. I'll be asking you to share your experiences and even just to give your thoughts and ask questions. So don't expect a lecture from me. I require some interaction. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, is it fully blown out or expanded further?
Let me just check. Yes, expand it.
There we are.
Better.
Okay, there we are. So I'll start from the beginning and try and get a flow of the entire discussion. Now, when you hear about know your customer, it has been labeled KYC. What first comes to your mind? And please, let's interact. Unmute, talk to me. Virtual training is not the same as face-to-face. We have to talk to each other. Who can just quickly just tell us what does that strike you as? Or why did you ask for this topic? Why do you want to know your customer? Because I'm guessing this came from this request to train on this topic. Anybody? Or even Richard, why this is, what is this a concern?
Nancy, let the salespeople tell you. Let the salespeople tell you they're the ones who should know their customers. That is what I could suggest.
Pick out the names. They don't want to talk to us. Anybody?
John, what do you think is know your customers? John Demi of Malindi. What comes into your mind when somebody tells you, know your customers? Nicholas of Kericho, what does it mean to be told that know your customers?
Okay, they're quiet. So let me just continue. Maybe we'll talk later. We'll see how that goes. Now, when we are mainly in the sales or in the finance area of our business, we deal with customers of many kinds, of many levels, and they have their own dynamics, as you all know. So this topic is a bit more narrowed down, and it goes to understanding deeper than just knowing your customer, their name and who they are and where their shop is. You want to find a customer who is favorable to interact with you, isn't it? Of course, we want to get many customers and have a lot of sales, but there's a high risk of getting a pool of customers who are not benefiting you as Simba or whoever you are as a company. You want to identify, are you dealing with the right people, the right category of customers who will grow with you, who will not land you in trouble if they're in trouble. So what we say here is that you're trying to understand and differentiate between a favorable customer and one who's not favorable. By saying that, I'm saying somebody who is favorable is somebody you want to deal with who has a good record in terms of their practices ethically, their history of dealing with other people, their creditworthy scale is good, and you can see yourself interacting without having problems with them. On the other side of the coin, there's somebody else called unfavorable client, the one who has a high risk. They have a criminal connection or history, unethical things you don't want to get involved in. So you have to be very, very careful here in how you select your customers as you onboard them. Now, I'm wondering if you have the same kind of structure that most have, where you have accounts you open for customers to pay on credit, maybe 30 days, 6 days. Do you have that kind of arrangement with your customers before I go any further?
No, ours is different. We do not have credit facilities.
Okay, so you just get a customer and they come and buy and they go.
Yeah, but we have various ways of identifying customers. We use IDs, we use face recognition, and many other immediate recognition features of our customers.
Okay, yeah, that was my first question. How do you secure your customers? How do you do it? So you're saying you have IDs, you get documentation, all that, understand where they are, what they do. Is that what you're saying, Richard?
Yeah, yes, exactly. That is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you had any challenges so far? Have you had issues even with that going on in getting favorable customers?
Yeah,
Anybody?
from time to time, those challenges are there.
What kind are they? What's the level of challenges you have in that level?
Fake IDs. Sometimes someone can bring an ID that is not theirs. Sometimes people don't know how to sign because signing is part of knowing your customers. Some people don't know how to sign. So those kind of the challenges that the shop people face. And most probably they can bring more evidence on what the challenges they face when they are identifying their customers.
Okay, that is true. That's why this topic is very, very key. And that's why I think you chose it.
Yeah.
Now, this is very, very critical for mostly those who are handling financial credit customers who are maybe customers who get goods on consignment and they pay in a short while or in a long time period, credit-worthy period. But it can also work for you. But as Simba grows, maybe eventually you may have to open accounts for big people, maybe in one time. So it's good to understand in advance how this works because it begins from here. Somebody has come to you, they want to deal with you, you have no idea who they are, but you want their business. So it's up to you in your own interest as Simba or the company you are in to be able to vet very clearly, understand who are these people, how do I deal with them, what's the type of business they are in and the business they are in, the nature of the transactions they want to deal with us, because I know you have many things you're doing there. You're selling phones, you're selling Bamba, you're selling, all those bundles. And also, if you're having somebody on an account where you need to pay for a longer time, understanding their source of wealth is very important. Because some people have different ways of getting wealth. Some are straightforward and clean, others are not. Somebody is scrabbling on my...
Joyce Mwangi. Okay.
Please don't scribble on my, or you can block it, Purity.
Yes.
All right. So you want to understand who are you dealing with, not just the face and the ID, there's a bit beyond than that. And it's safe for you because it can destroy your business reputation and even your business structure. So it's very, very key. All right. So why are we doing this know your customer information first? You want to know, is this customer fit for your business, interact with you? Yes, I know you want the money and the business, but in the long term, maybe, are you seeing yourself with this client? Are you growing with them? Are they benefiting your business? Are they giving it a good name? Number two, what is their true identity? Do they say they're who they are? Number three, I said, if you have a credit account with them, are they credit worthy? Can they pay you what they say they'll take? Are they growing? And can they pay for more? And even how they behave, their activities. What do they engage with? What do they do out there? Are there ethical things they are doing behind what they're saying they do? Where is their office? And their history also of their business transaction with other clients. So this may seem a bit different because you're not dealing with account customers, you have cash, but it's good to know these things moving forward, depending on how you're going to grow as Simba. So the first thing, of course, as Richard was saying here, is identifying who this person is. Of course, their IDs, and beyond that, there's more things you can do. ID is one thing. There are people I know who have more than one IDs in this country, and they use them for different things. People can have an ID for formal work, for something else, and for something else. So you want to be sure you don't find the wrong particular ID that they are in. You also want to know, are they on any blacklist like a CID, anti-corruption agency listing where they are, they can tarnish your name and you don't want to have a link with them? Are they suspicious in any way? Do they have issues to do with corruption cases? Do they link up people who are in terror, money laundering? So those kind of negative images you don't want to have for your client if you have a long-term client transaction with them, okay? Now, once you have done that, maybe the first thing you do is called customer due diligence, understanding more about the customer, Who are they? Who benefits from this business? But if you find that there's a risk element in them, you can do the second one for the high risk expectation. This is where you have to go deeper and find out more about them. You can even hire an expert, private eye, understand them more. Where do they live? What do they do? Their income comes from where? The directors, who are they? So depending on what you find in the first two levels, customer IDing and also due diligence, generally about them, if you find something is a miss somewhere, please continue and get deeper and understand who they are, because you want to deal with somebody who is a clean plate, okay? So this becomes a part of your everyday life. Somebody comes to ask for business, you do that. And it's good to have a kind of a structure, maybe like a format in the system, the computer system, or maybe a form where they can fill, you know, that you can have all that about them, the data. But there's also, if you're going to a higher scale of know your customer in a deeper way, you can get a software that helps you. That, for example, when you say the ID number is 85411 like mine, you key in that and it shows you everything about them, their VAT number and all that, and they cannot say anything else about themselves, it's all there. And I think that's why we're having this Huduma number coming up, because it will tell us everything about somebody, if it happens well, if it works well. Like what they have abroad, where they call, they have other numbers. So that number, that ID is what you want to understand deeper, their business, their history, where they have been, who they have dealt with. So that is a framework you want to have at the beginning. And maybe as a brief glance, these are the issues you want to understand about them briefly. The name of the customer, address, physical customer, where they live, where the shop is. If they have a business, it's called what? Company registration number, VAT, directors, the partners, who they are, what do they do, what are they involved in, their addresses, email address, all that. Their bankers, who are their bankers, their branches. And even a reference of a bank can tell you this is a good person or you've dealt with them. And then also, who is a contact person, who is a prime contact person you want to deal with. So this goes deeper as you grow into the business, where you're giving credit, for example. You don't want someone to run with your money. This is the first stage of knowing your customer, okay? So ensure you have all their details, of course, copies of what they are, IDs, company LLPs, the trust forms, the VAT numbers, VAT certificates, passports, anything you can gather about them that can secure you and have evidence of who they are. So if something goes wrong, you are secure in that. Now, there's a lot of screening, but I thought you did. Can this work for you moving forward? Anybody? Because you must think about growth, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kuna swali ama kuna remark, addition, is it going to help? Is it what you had hoped to hear before we go to the next topic that also connects very well?
It's very important. Very important because it reinforces the reasons why we have to verify customer documents. So it is very important. It is broad, but in essence, it tells us to be very vigilant on people who engage in fraudulent activity. So it is perfectly in order.
And something else, for somebody who is just doing a cash sale business like yourself, somebody can be coming to launder the money in your shop. Do you know that? They can come and clean your money in your shop.
Yeah, you're right.
So don't say they're paying cash, so it's okay. Somebody can push you in trouble. Money has come from somewhere and they come and clean it in your shop and you're happy. They're buying all this airtime and all that, but you need to know, it's important. Understand the source of the money and what they're doing. People have been shut down for that reason. Yeah?
Yes.
Shall we continue and see how this links to the other topics that we have for today? Watu wazima mko? They're very quiet.
Yeah, they are.
And they will see.
Yeah, anyone can just unmute themselves and speak if they want. There's Simba Bondo, you've unmuted. Do you have something to say?
Okay. All right, let's continue and see how now you have got your customer, they are on board with you. You want to start dealing with them. So you have dealt with them and now you want to retain them. So once you know them and they have come on board and you agree on how to work together, how do you work with them? How do you ensure they remain with you and they remain a valuable customer to you? That's our next subtopic of retaining your customer.
Yeah.
Now, simply defining, because I know you know all this, let's understand the customer. Who are they? We can say briefly here, is somebody who depends on you for service or something of value. They come to you, okay? Service here is something that is tangible or not tangible, but has value for that person. Determines who comes and why they come to you. And they choose who to go for and who to go to for that value. Now, this thing of value, you keep hearing a lot in my discussion because it's what exactly you're looking for. Value is about the entire transaction or the entire package of what you're offering in terms of the service or the product or why you're in business. So you can say here that Simba is in business for what? What is the value they provide to customers? If I ask you, tell me very many things. Yes, you're doing M-Pesa, you're selling airtime and bundles and more. And as you're growing, you'll find more value things to provide to your customers. This is what brings customers to you and not somebody else. So think about what you're offering as value. Put that headman in your head because it's what it's all about, nothing else. It's what they find of value, okay? Now, what knowing your customer, you want to know exactly who you are serving, yeah? Who is your customer? How do you know who they are? It starts to ask yourself, who do you serve? Or who depends on you for value? And it could be external, of course, most of them, the ones who come to you to buy that you. Remember I said earlier here, it's about somebody who comes to you for value. It could be somebody who is just next to you in your office, who depends on you for value. Do we agree? It can be two ways, outside and inside. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, because now, of course, you know, outside they're all guys who walk in, the ones who call you, but inside, let's say, for example, you're in IT in your company, you do IT support. Your customers are mainly internal because they're the ones you're supporting the system with, you're helping them with things to do with connectivity. So you can say you're mainly dealing with internal customers. Others are doing more of outside customers. So understanding who you serve is who your customer is, understand why they come to you and what is the value you provide to them. So call that value a transaction called M-Pesa. One call this and that. Then you have known who your customer is and why they come to you. Question here, how do you know, how can you tell that you're giving them value continuously and they're happy with the value you give them? How do you get the value, your value rating? Are they happy with you? Are they not happy with you? What do you do at Simba to understand if the customers are happy and if you're continuously giving them the valuable things that you have promised to give them? Anybody? Can you please unmute and tell them? You're all customer people. Tell me, please.
From my end, I'll say that the
Hello.
customers.
Hello?
Richard is trying to talk and also Stephen is trying to talk.
Hi.
Let Richard go first and then Stephen will follow. Richard?
Okay, the consistent referrals we get from our first customers. Yes, please. I am saying the continuous referrals we get is a great measure of the value that we provide to our customers. Because to exist in business for 22 years, it means that there is a lot of, and it means that those customers who come to you first refer their friends, refer their colleagues to your outlets.
Okay, and those ones who are referring, are they still with you? Are they still coming back to you? Or they have gone and they're just referring others? Just a question. Okay, it's not clear.
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry?
that's, yeah.
he gives one of the shop executives without even counting, and they expect you to transact, which means there's a lot of trust that has been created. That is a long-term relationship that we build over time.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. That's good.
Steven, do you have something to say? I see he's unmuted, or he has been unmuted for a while. Steven? Okay, Asa?
Or is this something on the chat, Purity, you can be checking? Maybe some are
Yes,
writing.
I'm following on the chat. Yes. All right, let's continue.
Okay. All right. So what we just heard from Richard is very good because it tells you that somebody is happy with your service or your value, so they refer others and they come to you. The word of mouth is very, very powerful. That's a very good way. There are other ways. Let's look at them. There are ways of capturing the voice of the customer to understand, are they appreciating, are they happy with the value you give them? Is it still adding value? Is it still valuable to them, what you give them? This can be done in many, many ways. I don't want to call this a survey. It's just understanding what the customer is saying or what they have to say at every period of your transaction, not just once a year, but finding out from them, what do they feel? Where are they at? Where are they at with us at Simba? It's about engaging the customer to understand what they feel. And I always say, for a long time, we have this thing of giving out a whole survey sheet to go and tick and bring it back to me. Customers don't have time for that anymore. They don't even want to see those things. They prefer you to just talk to them. Spend a few minutes with them on face-to-face and ask them a few questions, not 20 things, just a few easy, simple things that can tell you in a scope of 5 or 6 questions, they have given you what you want to hear. It's about even 5-6 minutes long. If you can do a face-to-face or phone call, it's immediate, it's very, very fast, but understanding if they are still happy with the value. For example, I'll just show you some few questions here. You can all see them. You can answer something like this. What do you value most about our service or my service? And they're all very open questions. And then let them talk, yeah? Here you want to know what is priority for them to bring them to Simba. And they're all going to have some different things. Some will just say, maybe because I like the way I'm served by Laura, you know, or maybe the location, or the speed of time you serve me, or that just one product, or that one service. So it's different for every client. Never group clients in one thing and say they all like our M-Pesa services. It could be something else, yeah? The way you receive them, the way you follow up their issues, listen to that value part. Number 2, you can ask them something like this. What is important when we serve you? The first thing you've told you is about why they come to you as priority, and then what else? That can be anything else, okay? So note those things and say, this is why they come to me, to us as Simba. And they're all different. Then third, you can ask them, what could we do that could create even more value for you? What do you want to know about that? You want to know if there's anything else that they require that takes them somewhere else, that you bring it here and they can be coming more often to you. Because possibly they can be going somewhere else for something else and you have no idea. They come for you for 1, 2 things and then they go elsewhere for something else, but you want to bring them and have them solely as your only provider of services. Then four, you can ask them, what could we do that would gladly make you pay more for our service? Some customers actually don't mind paying more, yeah, some of them, because they want to get the best value. If they can pay for something extra, a convenience for them, why not? Yeah. So ask them what is that happening, because you want them to be coming for you, for everything from you, mostly. Then you can ask them, what should we stop doing or start doing or do more or less to serve you better? Here you want to know, are there some things we are doing too much that don't really help you, add value to you? Are we doing too little? Yeah. Or what else can we do to make you value to you? Sometimes we do some things that nobody even really cares about. For example, I go to some banks or maybe some institutions where you find a big waiting area, it's nice and beautiful with coffee and all those things. No one really cares about that coffee and cappuccino. They don't have the time for that. They just want to come and get their work done and get out. So some things are not really adding value. So if they tell you, I don't care about all these things, but I care about this. They might tell you, I don't care about this coffee and all. I just require parking, good parking, safe parking. Can you get me that? Yeah. Small details. So get to know all those things in just one question. And then you can ask the last one, what can cause you to leave and go to another organization? That's the last, that's a very, it's a big, it's called what? It's the breaking question. You want to know, what is it that can make you go away? Maybe they have seen somewhere else to go and you have no idea. And it could be just one thing. They will tell you, the way you guys have long queues, or maybe the way you don't answer phone calls in time. It could be a simple thing. Then you can review and say, hey, this thing we are doing here is gonna get guys out of here. Or even our location, hakuna parking, it's not safe, all those things. So don't think because they come to you now, they'll keep coming to you. There could be something wrong somewhere that you're not seeing. So in just 6 questions, you have got to know everything you want to know. What is the first thing? Second thing they like, what you can do more, what they can pay for, and you can do this anytime in between. Just grab one guy and say, I have been seeing you come for a long time. Can I just give you 5 minutes of my time, please, to see what I can do to help you to be happier, to stay with me, to serve you better. If you tell a client that, I want to see what I can do for you to serve you better, they will not say they have no time because they want you to step up for them. Yeah? Is that making sense? Is that possible? Is it doable?
Yeah, it does. It does make a lot of sense.
Okay.
It is, yeah.
So what I'm saying here, don't give it in writing. Don't give them flyers. They'll just go and tuck them away. They don't have time to write things. But they engage with you face to face. Appreciate you have time for them. They will come through for you. Now, let's do this. I want us to have in, groups of purity.
Yes.
Here for the first role play.
Yes. We have
2 teams in place of 2.
Yes.
And I want to select out of them. You can see the bottom there. Service providers, there are about 5 of them.
Yes.
They can see any of these service providers and act as a role play and ask. One can be a customer, one can be a provider.
Yes.
And they ask these questions in a very short time, in just 5 and 5 minutes. The response came, and even things about the perception, how they felt.
All right.
Yeah. So you get me there in the next 5 minutes or so, not too long. Time is running very, very fast. Let's get the groupings done in pairs.
All right. One is the exercise clear to everyone? What is expected of them? Nancy, you need to go back to that slide.
This one?
Yes, there.
So one of you will be a customer, the other will be the value provider.
Yes.
Okay. Then you ask those 6 questions and take notes from their feedback. And then if you had more time, we would have announced and said, now the one who's a customer can now become their provider if you had time. But let's just have a one-way now and get some feedback and some feeling about it.
All right. So we have about 66 devices logged on. So for every device that is logged on, I'm going to divide into 2. So there'll be in total there'll be about 32 groups. But one is a customer and the other one is the provider, the service provider. So I take a minute or 2. I just join the group, do the role play as Nancy has explained, one being the customer and the other one being the service provider. But the services have been enlisted there. One is for internet, the other one is for mobile, the other one is digital TV, the other one is banking, and logo wear supplier. Is that right, Nancy?
assign them, just randomly assign them different providers.
All right.
Say
So
group 1 will be mobile service provider, number 2 will be logware. Just assign them randomly.
all right. There are 5 of them. So group 1 to 6, you'll do internet. Group 7 to 12, you'll do mobile. Once I allocate the groups, you'll see which particular group you fall under. So group 1 to 6, internet, please note that one somewhere. 7 to 12, you'll do mobile. 13 to 18, you will do digital TV. 19 to 24, you will do banking. 25 to 36, is it? 25 to 36, yes, 25 to 36, you'll do logoware. I hope the group discussions are clear. The ones who will be allocated group 1 to 6, you'll do internet. Group 7 to 12, you'll do mobile. 13 to 18, you'll do digital TV. 19 to 24, you'll do banking. 25 to 36, you'll do logoware. And the entire exercise will take 5 minutes. It's already 4 p.m. So let's get back at 4:05. Is that clear? Yeah. All right, kindly go to your room. You'll see a trigger on your screen. So just click on it and join the room. I hope, please join the breakout rooms. There should be a button on your screen right now. Yes, I see people now joining the rooms. Just click on the button on your screen and join the room. HP, how are you? Can you unmute yourself? All right, you need my help?
Yeah.
Yes, tell me, what's the issue? What is the issue? Are you able to hear me, guys? Hi guys, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
What is the issue?
the way we are starting the exercise. Kindly assist.
Which group is this?
Group 10.
Group 10.
Group 10, you're doing like one of you to one, you can say Simba Bondo will be the customer. Then
Yeah.
Anthony in Likoni will be the service provider like Simba Telecom.
Yeah.
Then you have a conversation between you two. So maybe you go to Likoni and ask, maybe there's something you need in terms of mobile. Maybe you want to buy a phone or your phone doesn't access internet, such. Then based on how they answer you, then you are able to give us feedback. Was it satisfactory? Did they know the product that you wanted? Did you get the assistance that you needed? Like just a normal customer conversation they will have with someone who is providing those services.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Zach, you requested for my help. I can't hear you, Zach.
I was saying that guidance was shown on the screen so that we might.
The what?
The guidance that was shown on the screen, that's this page that page that was playing on the screen.
Oh, we give it to you.
Questions. Yeah, so that we may know the question.
Just hold on. I'll do that. Which group is this?
Group 16.
16. All right. 16. I'm sharing with you shortly. Hi, Richard.
Yeah.
You asked for my
yeah, I did. The person you have paired me with has just come in, so they do not have the complete instructions. They were having some problems, so they do not have complete instructions of what they should do. I don't know if you can assist.
All right, let me share the question again. Just hold on. Assignments. Yes. Are you able to see my screen?
Sure.
Yes, that is the instructions for the assignment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know, Purity, he will not be able to do the exercise because he doesn't have the questions, the 6 questions.
Oh, okay. Okay. What are you able to do at your own level?
Sorry?
What are you able to do at your own level? Though I also see like time is now over.
Yeah, I can't remember all the questions, but now even if I asked him,
okay.
Geoffrey.
Which group are you, Richard?
4, group 4.
Group 4, you are doing internet service provider. All right, no worries. Let me join another group here that needs a bit of assistance. With this. Group 16. This is the question for group 16. Group 16, you are to do digital TV.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Just take a minute or so, but I'm now closing the breakout rooms.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Welcome back. Were we able to do the group work? Arthur, we can't hear you. Simba in Bondo, were you able to do the assignment?
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me now, Purity?
Yes, I can hear you, Arthur.
To answer your question,
yes.
I've just met John. He's from Malindi, and we were able to complete the assignment about 3/4 way.
Okay, tell us, what have you done in terms of the assignment?
We didn't know what our group was, so we did banking services.
Oh, you did banking, good.
John was the branch manager from Malindi, KCB Bank, and I was the customer. So he asked the first question, what I like about their services. My answer was reliability. They are reliable in the sense that whenever I go to the bank, I'm always able to withdraw my money and also offer quick service.
All right. That's the bit that you did?
No, we also, he asked this question, which was what else I like about their services. And my answer was hospitality. Whenever I go to the bank, when I visit the branch, they greet me warmly at the entrance, and they offer me a seat to sit on, a glass of water as I wait for my turn to be served. The third question was what I don't like about their services, or rather what they could improve on. And my answer was, in terms of their mobile app, it is impossible to make reversals whenever you do a wrong transaction. So I suggested that is an area they could work on for better service.
All right. Awesome. I think you've done that perfectly. Which other group would want to volunteer and give us their answer or how they handled that particular task? Then just a minute, for those who are not able to hear, if you check the mic button, either on your phone or on your laptop, it's on the left bottom side. Can you just click on it and it asks you, do you want to dial in or connect over internet? Click on connect over the internet, then you are able to hear. Okay, what other group would want to give us their feedback? Anyone? Nicholas, you look like you want to talk.
Yes, madam. No. We can hear you, Nicholas.
Yes.
I don't get you because I was not getting you clear. Maybe she may pardon the question.
I'm asking, are you able to complete the group work? Were you able to complete the group work? All right, Anthony in Likoni, are you able now to hear us? All right, let's move to another group that will want to give us their findings. What other group completed the assignment? Simba in Bondo, were you able to complete the assignment?
No, we were not able to connect with Anthony.
Oh, you're not able to connect with Anthony. All right. Laura, were you able to complete the assignment? Just unmute. Laura? No, you did not. You are not able to complete the assignment. We can't even hear you. All right. But based on what Ada has done, I would want to assume all of us almost did a similar thing, even if it's for different sectors. I'm not so sure why we don't hear you or you don't want to speak to us, but then we have to continue. Back to you, Nancy. Nancy? Nancy? Richard, are you able to hear me?
Very clearly, very clearly.
Right. You can hear me now?
Yes, better.
Yes, Nancy, now we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I think I was on mute.
All right.
Yeah, I was just saying that that's only one way that you can be able to understand if you're providing a value for your customer because you want to retain them. And it's a very simple thing. You can even try next week on Monday. Just pick one of your customers and ask and see how the feedback comes in. And keep doing it. Don't stop doing it. Keep doing it because different things will keep coming up differently because as you're growing, you're stepping up for them as well. And yeah, that's one way. But well done. We can do it again next week among ourselves.
True.
Okay. Something else you can do, there are many ways. I just share a few things you can do to understand where the customers are in terms of value and to retain them. There's something else called customer experience mapping. It's about understanding the journey the customer goes through when they come to you in your transaction. You know, no matter how long or short it is, a customer will experience your service. They come to the counter for an M-Pesa transaction and they go away. As simple as that. But there are some steps they have to go through step by step. They come to you, you are there, good morning, hello. What's the next thing? I want M-Pesa. So what do they experience? And are they happy with the experience they're having with you? It's a very, very objective way of trying to understand what they feel. So what we say here, you know your transaction, you know what you do. You know what every step entails when you're serving a customer. They're different for different kinds of services. So ask yourself or ask your colleague, just help me, come and role play with me and just experience what they feel because I cannot tell. I'm the one on the other side. Behave like a customer and tell me how you feel at every step of my transaction. It can be done by somebody who is honest with you. They don't want to praise you and lie to you, but you want an honest, objective response. Ideally, have something that looks like that. It's like a circle with a gap there. You can all see it. You can see
actually, we can't see your screen, Nancy.
You can't see my screen?
No.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let me just, something has happened. Let me expand. Or I share again. Okay, I had gone off.
All right.
Sorry about that. There it is.
Yes. All right. Just maximize it. All right.
Yeah.
We also can't see you, or your internet has problems.
Let me try and come back.
All right.
All right. So you want to be
awesome.
To map your experience, you can do something like this. You can see that circle that have an opening on the left side.
Yeah, we can.
Every transaction has a start and a finish. It could be as long as 8 steps, 10 steps, or even 3 steps. But a customer experiences your services in parts, in portions, in step by step. You can be a salesman going to sell maybe a phone or whatever it is you sell. But every step of the way, starting with the appointment making, for example, the time you arrived there, or how you spoke. So customers experience your service in different ways, what they see, what they hear, and what they feel. And we always say the starting point is a first impression. There's a first impression to every transaction, and that can cause everything. It can be a good impression or a bad one. So how you start, the first step that they come across in your transaction is very important. And so is the last one, as you see. You see how you go around 1, 2, 3 to the end, the last one you finish is a last impression, and it can be a lasting impression. So think about that. Think about what you do, what your service is. Let's say you're in a counter somewhere in a shop selling, different products, phones, M-Pesa. They come to you as a first step. That's a first impression. What do they see? What do they feel? Okay. Do they find somebody who is there, attentive? How is their body language? Are they on the phone chatting with their friend and chewing gum or having their lunch behind there? Those are small things that first customers see as first impressions. How is the environment of the place? Or let's say it's a phone call as a first impression. What is the voice tone of your voice? Are you yawning? Are you tired? So all those things create a first impression that you don't want to miss out on. And we always say, you only have one chance to make a good first impression. And so of the points. So they said, I want an M-Pesa. You ask them, give me your number, how much? So all those things they're observing, they're hearing, and they're experiencing something. It could be a good experience or negative experience. So they go the entire circle to the last one here, finishing as they leave out, is a last impression. Maybe the first was very good, all of them were very, very well done, all the impressions, but the last one, they're leaving, something just went wrong, and the whole thing was like, a bad day at Simba today because of just that one last expression. So either of these, the top, the first, and the last one, or any other, can actually put our customer, and they're like, I don't want to stay with these people. I don't like my experience here with them. Very, very important. Now, for example, let me just give you one. I just did a sketch there of a simple experience on an Uber ride. We all use taxis or matatus or a bus. So I've just done a draft there. I hope you can follow through with me. It's an example.
Yeah.
So I'm at home. I want to go to town, CBD. I go to my app and look for Bolt or Uber. Okay. That is my first, the starting point, the S. So I go to my app and pick and say Uber. And the first is I look for I want to pick Uber Chap Chap. So the option there, it is there. So I say Uber Chap Chap, I tap. That's my first transaction, the access to the app. And then I start experiencing it. How fast was it or how easy was it to access that app? Did it take a long time to respond? Was it hanging? Okay. And then I pick my Uber Chap Chap, and then it tells me, okay, we are locating your Uber in the next 3 minutes to be there. And then it shows me the map of where it is. That's number 2. So how fast was it to allocate me an Uber Chap Chap? The period of time, can I see where he is? And then also, the driver, did he call me or ask me or tell me I'll be there shortly, or he just give me a blackout, So I'm just waiting, That's my experience. Number 3, point of experience number 3 is an arrival response time. If they said it will come in 3 minutes, is it 3 minutes or 5 minutes? Or must I call to ask him, are you lost? Where are you? So response time and the feedback. Am I getting it the way I want? Because I want to go to town very quickly. I'm late for a meeting. So all that is an experience to me. You say 3 minutes, you came in 5 minutes time. Number 4, the arrival. The taxi has come. Okay, he's arrived now and he's here. So I look at the taxi. It's a chap chap. Then other things, of course, I'm a customer. Is it clean? Is it full of mud from yesterday's Uber rides? Is the door, okay, the door open? How is the inside? Is it clean? Is it nice and well aired? The driver, is he welcoming? Is he pleasant? How is he groomed? What does he look like? Okay. And then you say, oh, now I want to go to town. Of course, you have seen, I want to go to Biashara Street. And then you choose a route to go. The choice of route. Did he go the long way around the highway, or he's able to find an easy way and access through the traffic jam? Does he have the app that tells him the best route to go to Biashara Street is this route? So how savvy is he? Because I'm here and I'm paying and I want to get to town. Number 8, we're still moving on. The driving skills. How is he driving? Do I feel safe? Am I scared? Is he overlapping? Is he going to break a law and then I'm being stopped by the police and I'll spend time there with the police? So all those are my experiences. Is he playing loud music of his own? Is he, on earphones, talking to his friends? Those again are impressions. And then you go to the drop-off point. Has he got the right location? Or he's telling me, come up here, there's jam there, but just cross. There's some who tell you that, and such things. So I drop off now. He gave me the amount to pay. Are there paying options? Can I pay by M-Pesa? Does he want cash? His number is to access. He has Safaricom and I have Telecom. I have all those. How is the payment transaction? Yes.
Nancy, I think the one using the device capture bet, his hand is up or her hand is up. Do you want to talk? All right, let's continue.
Maybe it's accidental, yes.
All right.
Okay. And then the last part now is I leave the vehicle and I'm coming out. So my last impression is what? Did he tell me thank you, have a good day? So it's things that I'm experiencing in terms of what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, what I'm hearing. It's all about the senses. So maybe when he came in, he was very good. He was welcoming. Welcome. How are you, Nancy? You're going to town. And he gave me a good ride. Everything was clean. And then at the end here, he left me in a very, very bad place, a risky place. I can't even cross the road. And I feel unsafe. That's a bad last impression.
Like matatu drivers who normally pester you very sweetly to get in. But when you get out, they do something that really pisses you off.
Yeah.
When you fall.
Yeah.
That's when, yeah. Those are all experiences. And imagine that is what customers experience when they come to you for your service. No matter how small or long your haul it is. It can be 1 or 2 things, but they experience things. And how they experience the entire transaction and the finishing, every point adds up. It must build up to a good lasting impression. That is something else that you want to know from your customers, how they experience your service. You can ask your colleague to role play with you, just come here, just tell me because you know me, what things am I missing? Yeah, and they'll give you an honest answer. So be very objective, be open to listen because the things they'll tell you, some will be good and it's a good thing. They'll tell you your body language or the ambience is not very clean, your desk is always dusty, or your voice sometimes sounds like you don't talk to people. It could be anything. So what you want to do here is ask a colleague of yours, or you can go to do it together with you. So you won't do it here today, but I'll ask you when you go back to your offices, find something like this and just do a round thing and mark out your transactions. You can even ask yourself, if I was a client and I'm the one coming here, how would I feel about the way this place looks and how I receive them? Or role play with your friends. And then tell yourself, these are the areas I'm rating very low. Simple things like just housekeeping, yeah? Or being attentive, or how you respond to the client when they call you. Do you salute them or you just say, hello, Simba, How do you send them off? Do you say, thank you for coming, come again? Or how can I help you? So these are small things that you can just do immediately and change the way the customer experiences your service. Some things may require intervention from your manager, maybe it requires a budget, maybe it requires someone to help you clean, or maybe to just, maybe the way the window is too wider, or anything, the parking is too crowded, you require something else to maybe, maybe the washrooms are not very well kept, for example, such things. Because some things are beyond you. We only have a front office, but the things behind, like a washroom that I want to use, Is it clean, you know? Or where they are sitting, the sitting area, is it clean, is it crowded? So think of those things that you can actually quickly change around to give your client a good experience. That's one thing.
Can I ask?
And how you can retain your customers. Yes.
Supposing I'm an introverted person, how do I improve the customer experience, given that introverts are people who do not like talking a lot? They seem to be very, very transactional. They seem to get on what they are doing, but the issue of what should I say? The process of customer experience may not be completed because they do not talk much. How can I improve myself if I'm an introvert?
Okay, introverts are always going to be there, and so are extroverts. But in this case, how level of engagement with the customer? Are you always talking to customers, or you're always behind, and once in a while you talk to them? If it's you're always with the customer talking to them, you have to come out and be engaging. Find your own way, not being loud or overly extrovert. Just be with your customer and say good morning. And exchange, engage them at your own level, but don't leave a gap and say, I'm an introvert, I don't talk. Or maybe it's where you've been placed, the wrong place for you, possibly sometimes. But if you're in a place where you must face-to-face or engage by phone with a client, find a way of breaking through, because you need to talk to them.
All right.
You know, respond them accordingly to the level they need to. There are those who will go over because it's their character, but those who are not who are introverts may have to make it a practice. Just make it a routine. Try and make an effort to do it. But I can see your point, Richard. Because that can stop customers from coming to you. Any questions? Any others?
Yes, on the chat box, Zach was asking, does the shop outlook, because they deal with shops like physical shops, does it have a play on customer impression?
Yes, it does, because if it's something that he will come and see or walk into, he will see and experience something. Housekeeping, the way it's arrangement. If you say sit down, not chair, is it clean? You know, the queues, are they too long? They can put them off. The queue is too long, and just go away and somewhere else. Those are first impressions. Even a place like a park, you know, or your location can be a first impression. You know, do I feel safe being there? Is it too dark? I can't even see the guy behind the counter. Is it too dark? You know, you're looking for somebody, hello, you know? All those things. So find a role play or find a client you can trust to give you a real picture of how they feel. Everyone has that one client who can be very, very, you know, open with them. And you tell them, please let me know how you feel about every transaction. What do I do? How do you feel? Am I rating low here? What can I do? Yeah. Any more questions on that?
No, just a comment from Simba.
Yeah.
That she's saying, I believe is a she, as salesperson, you have to be an extrovert. That is, I partially agree with it, I partially don't agree with it, because some of us are also called to be in sales, but we are introverts, you know. So it's just a matter of just knowing when to come out and be able to meet the customer. But I think extroverts make better salesmen than introverts by far.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
That's not always true. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Actually, what I'm hearing is that people think that because they're not very, you know, they don't talk much, they can't do very well. But you know, most of what you do is first listening to customers. You must first listen before you speak. If you're in sales or service, you are first told in sales, have bigger ears and a smaller mouth. Unless you can hear and get to know what is going, what they want, you can't speak. So don't be a bigger mouth and smaller ears. So introverts can do it. They can do it very well. I know very many who have done very well in sales. Yeah. Don't put yourself down. You can do this. Any more comments, Purity?
No, none at the moment, Nancy.
So that's your homework. When you go back on Monday, Find somebody, a customer or even a colleague, to just give you an honest opinion of their experience. All right. What else can you do to retain our customers? There are many things you can do, so many more. I'll just share a few more. It's about having a customer service attitude, okay? It's about you and willingness to be able to prepare to help a customer. You want to serve with a mindset of service throughout. You don't come to work with things you have come from with home, you have had a bad argument at home. So you come with an attitude of saying, I'm here to serve customers, I will do the best, and I make them happy because I want to retain them. Areas are just being positive, coming and saying, I can do, I can do attitude. Positive, pleasant, you walk in with that and you live with that. Also be caring and helpful, you want to help customers. Again, here, listen, compassion. Sometimes don't even know what they want. Yeah, they want something but they can't explain. So help them identify what they want. Be helpful. And put their needs first. Give them attention. When somebody comes to your shop, drop what you're doing, your phone, and be attentive. And they have come to you, so you can serve them first. Give them attention. You can also do something else called going the extra mile. Yeah, maybe they only ask for you to do one thing for them, but you can help them do something else. It can be as simple as saying, is there anything else I can give you or can help you with? Yeah. Small things. Can also be proactive by trying to think ahead. Yeah. Because you love your job, think of what else can I do to make my customer happy? Yeah. To please them more, to come back again. Be creative here. Is it how you talk to them? How you present to them? Yeah. And be respectful and appreciative. Tell them thank you. And also, if your client, your colleague is not there or somebody has stepped out, step in for them. Be a team player. Don't say, "Ngoja anakuja ameenda lunch," or don't think kazi yangu. Step in. Think in terms of the client has come to us as Simba. Maybe I'm in accounts, but somebody at the counter has gone away briefly. Step in. Be a team player and do the best you can. Okay?
Yeah.
By saying that, it's not something that you can actually copy or duplicate. It's about you and what you decide to do. And having that kind of mindset can win for you as a company if you have more of those mindsets in every transaction, in your sales, in your customer service, in every unit. You will find that customers want to come back to you just because you have that attitude. They can trust you, they can depend on you, you're committed. So you cannot copy anybody's attitude at all. It's up to you. So be creative in how you deal with them. And it can be a strong winner for you and your customers. Okay? We're together?
Yeah.
All right. What else can you do? Now, for this attitude, you can do many things. There's so many small things that you can do, and it starts with you, as I said. It can start with the way you are, your appearance, personal appearance. In terms of grooming, okay? How are you groomed? Your hair, your nails, just general hygiene. Those are simple. Even the first impression sometimes the customers come across, If you're a lady, how is your hair? Is it presentable? Is it well styled for the office setting? Your nails are clean. The nail varnish you wear, is it screaming? Are you distractive with the way you look? Do you distract the customer? You want them to pay attention to what you're doing, the value you're giving them. Your makeup should be averagely not too much, not too shouting, of course. As ladies, if you're ready, of course, you don't want to overdress up with big earrings. We always say for ladies, just have minimalistic but presentable. What's called earrings. They call ornaments. Yes, and makeup simple, but make it clean and neat. Number 2, dress code. Do you have a dress code in Simba? Do you have a dress code for ladies and for gents in different areas of work? Yes, no?
Yeah, we do. We have specifications of how a person should dress when coming to work. We do.
That's a good starting point. That makes everything is uniform. Nobody is overwearing something or looking loud. You're the way that you present yourself, that is Simba. They can say at Simba, this is how they dress, and they dress well, and it's uniformed. You can have a name tag. It's a good way. It shows that you care, that somebody calls you by name and they know who you are. Yeah. So you come and say, I spoke to Nancy, I spoke to Peter last time. They can remember what they saw on the tag. Shoes, accessories, clean shoes, clean socks. Yeah. All those are things that customers will always pick on. Oral hygiene. Yeah, a very big thing. After lunch, do you have some meat somewhere you can chew? Yeah, or you can go, because sometimes we eat things at lunchtime, you can't smell yourself, but somebody else will. Or you can have greens for lunch and then you forget to look at the mirror, if you're doing face-to-face. So think about even not just physical, but even the oral hygiene, if you're doing face-to-face. If you're somebody in the field, driving, walk around, and of course you don't have a deo spray or a roll-on, just to clear that odor. We are human beings, it happens, yeah? So just present how you look, how you present yourself is a very, very big winner to retain and to please customers. And there are many more things we can discuss here, so many more. So you know about them, think about them, and try and just start with how you appear. It starts with appearance, attitude moves on. Moving on is about communication. How do you communicate to your customers? They're on phone, physically. What I was saying earlier here is about, yes, question?
Before you move, yes, there's one question from Opal. How can I deal with customers who are not cooperating? That's a question for customers who are not cooperating. How do we deal with them? Other than that, they're just comments on how they're following up the session, which is good. Also, another question is how do I deal with a customer who I sold, for example, a phone, and he or she comes back that the phone has issues, and he or she is loud shouting in the shop. I think that is dealing with difficult customers. We have a whole segment on dealing with difficult customers, but if you can just give an instant answer now, it's okay. But I think we'll deal more with difficult customers in another session.
Oh, okay. That actually can come, it's coming on time, because my next slide is about communication.
Yes.
Remember, Ali was saying how they're introverts who feel that they cannot copy customers. But in customer service orientation, it's about active listening. You must first listen, okay? So somebody has come to you, they have a need, they want something. Do you just start talking to them? So you must say good morning, welcome, and then you listen, isn't it? We always say you must be the active listener. This can be a complaint. Somebody has come back with a complaint. They are shouting. They have all those things. Yes, it's okay. They are expressing themselves, and they express themselves in different ways. Some are loud, some are dramatic, some are very, very cordial. But you are the service provider. You must listen and have a service attitude, as we said earlier, to be helpful. Isn't it?
Yeah.
You're there to help. It's not about you. It's not about Purity or Richard. It's about the telephone or the service, and you're the one who provide the service, so you must help them. So listen to them, just calm down and just listen and let them express themselves from start to finish. Don't take it personally. Sometimes we do, don't we?
Yes.
Yes. You feel like you're being attacked, but it's not about you. It's about his problem, his phone, his whatever it is. So listen to everything and then apologize nicely. Find the strength and have the control to not attack back and say, I'm sorry, I have heard you. I'm sorry it has happened. Please take a seat, or just have a, have a seat and I will let you, I'll help you. Or get somebody else to help you, but calm them down. But you must first listen to them. Sawa.
Yeah.
Active. Don't be thinking about guy shouting at me, why it's not my problem. Active. And by that I mean you're listening to what the message is all about. The tone of the voice, if they're on phone, you will tell the tone. Are they angry? Are they anxious? Are they not happy? It will tell you the mood they are in, then you can know how to address them back. If they're there with you, the body language, how are they behaving? Maybe somebody has been with you for a long time, and angalia sa, he's tapping his hand somewhere. It tells you he needs to move, he's delayed. It means everything, what they are saying, their gestures, their eye contact, the language, and even you, as you talk to them on face-to-face, even on phone, you must be showing them that you are communicating by listening. Yeah, you have eye contact, meaning you're attentive, you're not on your phone or your computer. The body language looks receptive, you're not closed out, fidgeting with yourself. You must find a way of communicating with your body, your voice, and even with your environment, because they need your attention. Does that help you? The question I had earlier about the complaining customer.
Yes, I think you have addressed by far and large.
But there's more in the topic that's coming up on that issue, isn't it?
I can add something.
Yes.
Yeah, the best way to deal with customers who are somebody who is sharpening paper. The best way to deal with customers who are uncooperative is not to be defensive. You first and foremost listen to the grievances they have, then you can step by step take them through the process of solving the problem. So the essence of solving a problem is actually to get a solution to what the customer is saying, not to be defensive.
Yes. Yeah. So okay, it's not about you, it's about the problem, complaint. Yeah. So remove.
You can mute somebody. Somebody is shoving the paper.
Somebody is unmuted. Okay. Still communicating is about showing empathy and concern for the persons, what they need or their pain, understanding what they want. So be helpful and empathetic. Yeah, put yourself in their shoes, in their pain. If they're complaining or they need something, try and be helpful. Then thirdly, do not interrupt if you're actively listening. Listen to the whole conversation. Whether it's an inquiry or a complaint or an issue, listen to interject. You can even take notes, yeah? Focus on that communication. What are they telling you? Again here, listening. Bigger and smaller mouths is what we need. Are winning as you think they are not. They are winning because they are hearing and they respond to the point. So in active listening, you want to clarify. Ask them to be very clear. Did I hear you say this? Could you kindly please repeat? There is nothing wrong with asking for clarification. It means you care, that you want to hear what they said. Because sometimes it could be on phone and there could be noise in the background or something happened in the room and there was some noise. Ask. Don't think that I've had it and I think I know what he wants. I just respond. Understand the entire message. And then you can respond with accurate and authentic communication to the point. Try respond to what they need at that time. Don't give stories. And thirdly, it's a timely response. Respond in good time. If, for example, it was a phone call and somebody said, I'll reply to you in half an hour, call back in half an hour. Whether you have the feedback or not, call back and say, I'm still following up the issue. I still know what you're asking for. I will get back to you. Or with the feedback. But you have not completed the entire thing until you have can give the feedback, you have not finished the communication. Face-to-face, on phone, that is what is required to be done. Now, there's some barriers to communicating that are very, very easy to ignore, but you should know about them. The first one, being in many industries, we have our own jargon, industry jargon, isn't it? What telephones, what written, they have their own jargon, eh? Right here, a few of your jargons in Simba, in telecoms. Words or phrases that are very, very hard for customers to understand. What are your jargons?
Internet bandwidth.
Yes, bandwidth. Yeah, that one, bandwidth. I have no idea what it is. Another one? Any more?
Like the one that you have used, CX.
Yes.
Oh, customer experience. I didn't share the full name. I've been caught. I'm sorry, there's another one, full customer experience. Yeah, that's my jargon. Yeah, true. We all have them.
All Someone is just saying MSISDN. What the hell is that?
What is that? You see?
USSD.
Yes, MEMIMEI.
MI.
Okay. Then there is PCB. Like there's so many. IMSI, all those.
So you see, those are your own jargons that you understand among yourselves. Please don't talk like that to customers. Yeah. As you talk back, make it simple and clear. Tell him, I'm giving you data worth how much, for example. Some don't understand the GB and whatever, 10 GB, 4 GB. Somebody can just come and say, I want Bamba or whatever it is for this much. So basic language, basic simple words, simple phrases, make it simple. Don't complicate it for them. That belongs to you in the office. Number two, there's other barriers of cultural and emotional barriers. Rules of people, the religious beliefs and politics and all. So be conscious of who you're talking to on the phone or face-to-face or who you're dealing with. There are some who don't want to hear or care about things like they don't want to be addressed by a lady if they're a Muslim man, you know, those kind of things, those barriers. When you go to see a doctor, sometimes I've seen this, they're very, very strict religious. They come and say, my wife must see a woman doctor, you know? So those are some barriers. So be very, very open about them and do not, you know, cut them off, but address them as they are, taboos. And avoid topics like religion and politics in your discussion with the customer. Don't ask him, so did you vote last night? Did you vote yesterday? Who did you vote for? Avoid those kind of talks. No, don't. Discuss business. Because that barrier now has put that guy off and he's like, this guy is not discussing just with me. I don't want to hear about his party. No. Number three is actual distraction. They're called noises. Actual noise that is physical and psychological. The noise we are hearing right now in between as we discuss, guys are not muted. It could be traffic, you know, outside or even on the phone, interruptions. Those are physical noises. Then there are others that are psychological in the mind. Yeah, and we all have them. Something went wrong at home and I've gone to work. I'm really, really furious. And a client has called me and I cannot understand what he's saying because that thing is still here. So remove them. Those you can't, just remove them. Leave them at your home or where they were or in your boss office. When you come to work, you start with a different atmosphere, different attitude. Then you can go back and handle them at home, those issues. Those can block your mind and hearing communication. Fourthly, it's just simple language barriers. Yeah. Or it's poor choice of words and phrases, or even the language you're using is not familiar to somebody else. They can't talk English, they require Swahili speaking, yeah? Break it down for them in Swahili. Or they're not following you very, very well. Or maybe you're not, your word choice is very poor, or you're speaking too slowly or too fast. Maybe you're chewing gum. Those are about now the actual language communication. And then we have nonverbal barriers in terms of now the body language I said earlier. The body language is a barrier. Somebody has come to talk to you, you're there on the phone or you're on laptop, or you're sitting backwards with your arms crossed, you know. We always say when you sit with the arms crossed, what are we communicating? With arms crossed like this, if you can see me. What does that tell you? I'm closed off, isn't it? Eh? I'm closed off. Yes, I'm closed off. Or if I sit like close to the chair or the table, I'm here and my hands are here, it shows I'm attentive, I'm listening. Yeah. If I face aside, it means I'm not really all there. Yeah. If I have no eye contact, it means I'm not there at all. Or if I'm on the phone with you and you're just talking and I'm not even making a single sound to say yes, okay, it means I'm not there. I'm just letting you talk. You could be on hold and you're just talking. So those are other barriers, non-verbal, and there are many more. So watch out for those barriers that can block you from effectively communicating with your customer, phone or face-to-face, right? Things like volume of your voice, the tone of your voice. Somebody can tell the tone of your voice on the phone, is it pleasant or not? You can tell you're smiling on the phone, yeah? I can say good morning, Purity, or good morning, Purity. That's a tone. that tells you already that they are attentive and they're okay. If I say, good morning, Purity, I'm shouting, yeah? It's offensive, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all that goes together. Respectful words, polite, avoid being profane. Yeah. If you're doing a face-to-face, even things like a handshake. Okay, right now we can't shake hands because of COVID, but the days of handshake, how strong is your handshake? It must communicate that I agree with you, I hear with you, or you're welcome. But once you shake, and don't forget there's some cultures that don't shake hands with particular people. Respect that, okay? You can extend your hand. If nothing comes back, you retreat. Things like the distance between you and the person you're talking to. Have a good space distance, not too close. Don't go into their space too much. Just have them to see you, communicate, and respect distances. Okay, are we good so far on face-to-face and telephone? I mean, face-to-face celebration?
Yeah.
Okay, I hope it's helping.
If I answer for myself, I'm answering for myself.
Okay, I think you're a good sample of the other people as well. You're a good sample. Now, what about in writing? Intercommunication. I'm sure you have written communication in terms of emails, you have memos, letters to clients, promotional things you print to them and write to them. It's clear, it's good to have a formal format for communication in writing as a company, to have a standard in terms of, especially do you have a letterhead? How do you structure your memos or the forms you have for customers or your own notes? But here it's about being uniform and having a standard. It's very, very important. If you have one in Nyeri, it should be there in Nairobi, Mombasa, so they can go to any Simba and find the same letterhead, the size of your logos, I'm sure all that, the formatting. They cannot have any doubt about who it is they're dealing with. Style of writing, yeah? Is it casual or formal? For internal, of course, you have your memos and how you communicate, but to outsiders, you must choose your words and the approach correctly. It must be very, very official, professional in the way you lay out, the style, yeah? In terms of even the font size that you use, you must pick and say for anybody writing an email or letter outside must have font size number 12 is very, very standard. And also the color of the presentation. Do you want to have too many colors? Maybe not. I know you're selling phones and such things, but pick like a few colors, like maybe green or orange or something to present maybe some graphics. Yeah. In terms of even the fonts, use the normal way of typing. You know, have caps, but there should be caps, lower caps, but there must be lower caps. Do not ever write something in full lock caps. Why? What do caps communicate in writing?
Arrogance,
Yes.
annoyance, shouting.
You're shouting, exactly, yeah. You're being aggressive. Do not, just write the way you are taught in school. The first letter is a capital, full stop. Do a typographical error checkup, you know, for typos, it can be there. And also, in terms of like email communication, have a way of having a way of saying we can respond to an email within 24 hours. Have a standard, the time limit. You receive an email from a client or anybody else within maybe 12 hours or end of day, it must be responded to. Even just acknowledging and saying, I have received your email, I'm going to act on it. Do not let emails just hang. And let someone just say, I've sent the email, and you say, I didn't see it. Clients must be told that I have received your email, I'm acting on it, and thank you. And even the format of the email, how do you salute somebody and how do you sign off? Do you have your own sign off, you know, details like this is Richard, HR department, phone number, you know, email, all that? It's a good way for follow-up because I can give you an email and I want to call you, but I can't see, I don't have your number there. So have that format, very, very simple and for everybody. And something about email communication is very, very clear here is that sometimes we write to people and then we want to copy everybody else. So have some etiquette. If I want to write to Purity, I just send to her. Must I give her boss a copy? No. Do I? No. I just go to Purity and say, I want to give you this. In this 1, 2, 3 points, let's discuss. Don't send everybody else. Don't try and show off that you're working with Purity and you're doing some good things. Okay. Telephone communication, very, very important here because most of us now are working on telephone. It's about, again, tone of your voice. It shows attention, it shows cheerfulness, it shows positive attitude, that you're prepared to serve them. And you must always salute them. Good morning, my name is Nancy. Thank you for calling Simba. How can I help you? Something like that. Make a standard way of responding or greeting people across the company. And once you start doing it, 1, 2, 3, 4, it becomes a standard, it becomes a habit. Don't just say good morning. I mean, yeah, so, and then what should I think of that good morning to? But let me know that I've got the right person and who I'm talking to, and you want to help me. It's a good way of opening up a discussion. If you're transferring calls, if you're doing a landline transfer call, if it's still happening, please tell them, I'll transfer you to this person. Her name is Purity. Please hold on, she'll assist you. But don't hold for too long. If it's hold on for too long, come back and say, I'm sorry, you're on the desk, can I take a message? Yeah. But don't just dump a call and say, I've transferred, I've done my work. You're trying to help somebody. And then how do you end the call? You have discussed many things, he gave you an order, you discussed all that, he complained and all that. How do you end the call? It's good to say thank you for calling Simba and ask them also, is there anything else I can help you with? And maybe that something can appear and say, yeah, actually something else I want to give you to ask you, it'll come out. Have a nice day. Wish them well. And lastly here, wait for the caller to hang up first. Why is that? Why do you think? Anybody? Why must the caller hang up first? Anybody?
So that you're sure they are done with whatever either complaint or request they had.
Okay, yes.
It indicates that the one who is complaining or the one who has called has been satisfied. But if you are the one to initiate the completion, it will indicate that you are impatient. It indicates that you don't care about what the communicator from the other end wants to transfer to you. So it is important that we let the person who called to end the conversation.
Yeah.
That is true, because it could be something else. He just had one more to say and you hanged up and you've missed it, eh? Because things appear later, you're discussed, you're finished, then just that one more thing and then you're there hanging up. They will call you again and say, next time I'll tell her. Yeah. These are small things in communicate that's very, very key that you guys, sometimes we forget about them. And that is how some customers just say, I don't want to call that company again. I don't want to call there. I don't want to go there again. You lose them. Yeah. Now, mobile phone etiquette here is a different thing. Yes? Question?
Nicholas, do you have something to say?
Somebody is talking.
Nicholas, your hand is up. Can you unmute yourself?
I think he's not sure that his phone is off.
All right, let's continue.
Now, beyond telephone, there's something else called mobile phone etiquette. There's something else. Sometimes a client can call you and you cannot respond to the call at that time. You could be in a meeting or somewhere on the road. So what do? It's good to respond with a simple, which is saying, please, I can't talk to you now. I'll call back later. But ensure you have responded to that unanswered call. It's polite. It shows you care. But don't just and keep quiet. If you're doing a text message, use correct grammar, okay, correct spelling. Avoid this short thing of saying THI, thanks, THX. Make it a complete thank you. Yeah. As a customer you're trying to retain, be professional at all times in the voice and even in the texting. Question: how far should you engage with the customer on social media? Is an open discussion. How far? And there are many ways. I know we have WhatsApp is now being used like official because you have things like photographs you want to share, but how far beyond there? For example, if your client asks you to be his friend on Facebook, how would you respond? Because now we're in a different world. Everything is now social media. We have all this Twitter, you have Instagram. Should you respond to our customers, invite to be a friend? Purity, what do you think?
I think the world is becoming very social. So personally, I'll accept it, but
Yes.
I'll not entertain that conversation beyond work relation, because I only know that person from a work perspective, you know. So for me, I'll just accept it by trying to keep it very strictly professional.
But he's seeing your page, the things you're sharing, your photographs, you know, you opened your life to him already, him or her.
Yeah, like it's a bit tricky with social media and running a business or just being an employee of any organization, because now the lines become very thin. You don't know where
Yes.
all this stops, you know, because social media is for your social life. You go to Mombasa, you want to post photos, they comment and say, you look so nice. You know, what are you supposed to say? And this is a client.
But they want to be in your social circle. They want to be your friend in the social circles. They like the way you behave in the office. You're good rapport. So why not just have one more?
I think the balance is very tricky. Whichever way you want to look at it, it's a very, very tricky, and you just have to handle it with a lot of keenness.
That is true.
Yeah.
It's very personal about social media. But all I can say, you cannot refuse a friendship request from a customer, a client. But once you have said yes, and also now think about what they see there, you know, what are you posting? What are you sharing, you know? And how are you engaging with them? So keep it clean, keep it professional. Because once you're open out there, you're open. You know, your Instagram, your Twitter, what are you sharing? Are you being profane? Again, what you said earlier, what are they hearing from you? What are they seeing you as? It's about you, you know, the person. So as you engage with them on social media, keep it professional. Okay, any questions as we continue? I think you're behind time and you have one more topic to go for.
Zach is asking,
yes,
should a customer judge me based on my social life on social media?
It depends on what level, on what he sees there. If he sees you, easygoing guy, fun guy, then it's some fun photos, Mombasa, what he'll say, wow, he's a fun guy. But if it goes beyond that, it starts getting profane and a different picture, a different image, he will judge you. He's a human being, he will judge you.
Totally. I don't know if
I'm saying it's a thin line.
Yes, Nancy, I don't know if we saw the photo of the city lawyer or the video of the city lawyer going around on social media this week. I'm just imagining on Monday morning when he went to work, what happened?
You see, yeah, and those things don't go away, they stay in the mind, yeah?
And if he was my lawyer or representing me for a case, I'll be a bit hesitant to continue engaging him, just because of what I have seen on social media, and it was during his private time away from work. But what we do even on private or on social media, I think it really has a lot of impact on what we do in terms of our careers and professions.
Even not just on social media, even out there in the market, they can see you in a club dancing on a table, you know, on a Friday night, and they're like, "Is that the guy who served me today?" You know, so it's a wholesome thing. It's how you act with him and out there, because the world is now very small. Yes, the answer is yes, they will judge you. So it's up to you to be very careful what you're sharing and how you behave, mbele yake and huko nyuma, behind the tent.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle, and that can put them off, and they're gone. Yeah. Any more questions?
One from John. He's just like saying, like on social media, what if I post about my religious or political inclinations? Does it offend customers? I think it does.
It does, because at the beginning here we also said it avoids such topics with the customer. But if they see them, they can have an opinion that you can't control. Okay?
True.
That opinion can be a barrier to them and say, this guy, Bwana, when he's a guy of which party? Like those guys. Those are things that are very, very, I just say it's a thin line. So behavior is very, very big here when it comes to training customers. How you behave with them, what they see of you, their opinions of you, those are opinions that you cannot control. So I have to ask and see how far can you engage with them. So it's up to you. If you engage with them on Instagram, what are you posting? Do you think that person will want to see you on Monday morning after what you have posted over the weekend? Think about that. Any more questions?
None at the moment. We can proceed.
Okay, the last thing you want to do here in terms of retaining your customer, you want to match the customer expectation because they expect some things from you, some things maybe you promised to do, and you must manage each of them because unless you manage them well, you can lose them and not retain them. Now, what are these expectations? These are the total perceived benefits a customer expects from you as a company in terms of your service or your product, okay? Their perceptions, they're perceived. They come to Simo because they know they'll get 1, 2, 3 things, okay? And that is now where the value lies in. Are you giving value in what you said you'll give? If I said I'm telling you a 4 GB or whatever it is it giving that? Yeah? But why must you manage them? You must do it because number one, of course, you want to retain the customer. You want to have increased sales and repeat sales. You want to have something that was said earlier about referrals. Yeah, they're happy with what you're doing. And you want to delight them, make them happy, and have their loyalty. But question here, is it possible to meet all customer expectations? Think about 10 customers, 50 customers. Can you meet all the expectations? Is it possible?
No, it's not possible.
It's not possible. Anybody else who thinks something different?
So long as you have standards of operation, I don't think you can please. Just like we have tastes and preferences. So long as you remain professional, so long as you have good standards, expectations are varied and the people have different responses to different treatments.
So you said standards. What are those kind of standards you want to give a customer? In what way? Tell us more about them.
For example, if your etiquette allows you to greet people, there are people who do not like to be greeted, but in customer experience, greetings are very important. There are people who could not like to be bothered by greetings. If you have that standard procedure, then you can use it.
Okay. Okay. So have some guidelines, That is true what you're saying, Richard, because here, if you say at Simba, we service number this, it's called what, we provide airtime, you must be very fully disclosing what you provide. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Be honest and clear. This is what we give. This is what we don't give. This is the scope of what we do. Our opening hours, everything they must know about what you provide of value. The product, everything about it, the backup service, be very fully disclosing. Number 2, you must set clear goals and expectations and say, with customer X, I agree to him that I'll be giving him a discount of this much, for example. Yeah, and it's in writing. They know that they'll be coming for this item or this product from you at this discount or at that price that you quoted, and it remains there. So they expect nothing but that price for that thing. Okay. Number 3, anticipate possible. If customer has been getting grown his business, he expects what? He'll ask you for an extra discount after how long? 4 years, he'll ask for 12%. Expect that will happen because we've suggested him to be getting extras. So expect that, for example. And manage that because once you expect that, you manage it within that boundary. Number 4, do not make assumptions. Okay? Understand what they want. If they ask you, do you give internet service worth whatever 10 GB? Don't say yes. Do not overpromise. Do not oversell. And then you can't provide that service. You can't meet expectations. I know you want to please the customers, you want them to come to you alone, but be very, very honest. Do not assume that you can do it or they asked you for that. Listen, clarify, and be accurate in saying yes or no. Whatever you are, put that on paper, because one day you'll be there, find somebody else there, and you must continue to serve them or they'll go away. Then lastly, you must constantly follow up, communicate with them, update them on what is going on, new products, new proposals, new promotions, yeah? Be on the same page. Be the one who informs your client about launching a promotion. Not go and see in the nation tomorrow in the paper that Simba is doing something. Be the first one to tell them. It means you care and you know about them and they must hear from you and you want to lock them in. Yeah? Be very honest about some things that are happening. If you cannot meet some, especially because of something going on, let them in advance. For example, you're having stock taking next month on this date. Let them know you'll be closed for stock taking for a whole day. If you can't deliver the items that are out of stock, tell them. This is out of stock for now, but give us a week, we shall deliver. We are closed for the weekend. It's Easter, we are closed at this time. Communicate exactly what they need to know so they can know where you are, be on the same page. So here communicating is continuous, following up, updating, telling them and warning them of things that must be done. If you can do these 5 things, then nobody will come and say, you did not say you don't do this. They will not expect too much. So they provide what you don't provide. What are the boundaries? Yeah. And there are no gray areas, no assumptions, and you're communicating everything you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a question from Zach. He's asking, how can you manage customers' expectations from a past bad experience to a better one?
Managing a complaint. That's a complaint, huh?
Like the customer came, the experience was not very good to the customer, but now, assuming you've learned your lessons, now want to make the experience much better. How can we manage their expectation? Like they come, they don't still expect the bad experience.
Okay.
May I throw in something before maybe Nancy says something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the most magical ways of creating a good experience once you have had a bad experience is to say you are sorry for what happened, because everybody knows that we are not perfect people. But if you say, I am so sorry that the phone you got last time had these issues, somebody will understand. So having sorry in your forehead or your as one of your arsenals really helps you. There is no any other medicine creating an experience other than being sorry and seeking to correct where you went wrong, because sisi ni binadamu, lazima tukue na certain weaknesses, but having a sorry as a weakness is really magical.
That is true. It starts from there, and you're right, Richard, because something can go wrong and things go wrong. Yeah, sometimes you don't want to do something wrong, but something has gone wrong. You must, of course, first be honest and face to it and apologize and show remorse, and then now learn. Okay, show them that you can move on from here in a better way. You learn from the experience and the mistake. And of course, be creative. You know the customer very, very well. You know, you can give a let's go have lunch, you know, just have a way. You know them, be creative here. It's not about you, the person. Win them back in your own way. But honesty and opening up and being full disclosure is very, very important, as Richard said.
All right.
Just like husbands buy flowers when they make sudden errors.
Yes, and you go to take it and remorse when you start again, you have to suck up, yes.
True.
You say you're sorry, but an action must follow.
Yeah, true, very true. And the next one is from Maua. They're asking, sometimes you make a promise fully aware that you are able to fulfill, but due to unavoidable circumstances, you can't fulfill that promise. How do you rectify without hurting or losing the customer?
Again, honesty. You cannot supply because stocks have not come the way you had planned, or something has gone wrong with the customer. Yes, but are you communicating? Are you updating the customer on what's going on? They also know things go wrong, by the way. They know something can go wrong, but don't just keep quiet. Tell them, look, those things left with this van, it got to this place here, they had a puncture or there's a roadblock or something happened, but I'm sorry they'll be late. Openly disclose and tell them exactly what's going on. There's no other way of doing it. Don't hide behind it. They'll be happier with you if you disclose than if you don't disclose.
True.
Do not. It happens. It's life. You're late for a meeting, something went wrong. Tell them, I'm sorry, I'm running late. I have had a problem. But be truthful, and don't make it a habit because they'll know. Please don't make it a habit like I'm always sorry about the same things. There has to be some learning experience going around. Sawa?
Okay.
Yeah. And so build up on that customer and build up a very good, healthy of working with them, listen to them, constantly improve your body language, improve the way you communicate with them, express concern, always go the extra mile, think ahead and find your own creative way of having a good rapport with the customer because they're your customer, you don't want them to go anywhere else, you must retain them. So find different ways. Do they like being called by their first name? Do they like being given attention? Do they want to be given coffee sometimes? Because they're all differently styled customers, yeah? They don't want to be asked, how is your child? How is your wife? You know, all those things. Maybe the wife has got a child, take some flowers, yeah? It could be his birthday. Send him a small text and say happy birthday. Those small things retain customers, small details. So think ahead and just interact and be a service attitude minded. And I think with that now I'll end that topic there.
Yes,
we still have one to go. Very briefly.
I see time is not really on our side.
Yeah.
What would you advise, Richard? Richard?
I think he's muted.
He's not, but I think he's stuck.
Okay.
Richard, are you able to hear us?
You have to specify which Richard. Is it Richard me? Is it Richard somebody else?
Richard in HR.
I'm listening.
We are asking.
I'm getting you very well. Yeah.
We are asking, it's already 5:20 p.m. Do
Yeah.
we continue or we call it a day there?
Does it means that we have a
Topic of product knowledge.
Yeah, let's go to product knowledge.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Nancy, you see, like we'll use how many more minutes?
About 15 or so. I'll try and just go through the main bullet points. Yeah.
That's okay.
It's another good topic here, and I think it's good for you to ask for it because it's a very, very key area that many ignore, understanding the product, yeah? Now, why must you understand or have product knowledge as a salesperson or as a customer service? Why? What is the objective? What is the winning part here? Because you want to, you want to ensure that your salespeople or your CS people are able to communicate effectively and sell the product and talk about the product with confidence and build customer confidence that these people know what they are selling, what they're doing. And that also helps in retaining customers and increasing your sales. And also, it helps in dealing with customer objectives or questions or queries. If you know your product well, then you have won half the sale. You can't go out there and sell or try and share value if you have no idea about this product you're selling. Understanding what the benefits are and why and to who it should be sold to, okay? Now, everybody has their own primary product, every company. It could be a brand, a tangible hard product, or a service. It's about what brings that client to you, okay? So this is not just a product or a service, it has some attributes you need to understand what they are. They are primary attributes and very unique attributes. We all buy telephones from different vendors, we all buy airtime, we all have internet from other people, but what is unique about you and what is it that makes you win above the others? That's the first key thing beyond just knowing your product. What is your edge over anybody else? Do you know it? Because everybody has an edge. Or find that one edge you can sell and say, we all sell Safaricom and M-Pesa, but at Simba, this is the one thing we provide that nobody else provides, okay? And the different things. If it's a hard product like a packaging is one thing, the size, the consumption, the way it's communicated, For example, if you're selling things like butter or Blue Band butter, you see how butter is always being sold. There are different sizes, branding. So what is the edge that you have as a seller of butter? Is it the way it looks, the brand, you know, attractiveness, the pack size? Can it be recycled? Yeah. Do you communicate the info on that product, the values you put in there, the content, you know? Is it safe to use? Is there an expiry date given to the product? It expires on this day. Is the chemical you're selling, for example, is there hazardous what, safety guide on how to handle it? Yeah. And also, how do you present that product to the market? Look at how people present their products. Yeah. They have a nice open glass, they're pouring it in there, you feel thirsty, you want to drink Coke. Yeah. So the other elements of product that I want to talk about here is something else called the price of the product. This is where most salespeople fail because sometimes they know their product very, very well, but somebody will say, but you're so expensive, you cost so much money than anybody, you're comparing with Airtel, you're too expensive. My salesman goes like, no, it's not expensive. Knowing your product is about knowing how to stand by the price that has been given, because the price is what reflects the value, okay? This price must have things like what? Maybe the brand heritage, yeah? 20 years in the market, you must pay for it. The quality, the inputs that go in it, what is in that product? Technology that goes in it. And things to do with value adding. So don't try and sell just the features, the attributes, and all those things. The price must also sell. If somebody says it's expensive, them, what do you mean by expensive? You know, you cost more than somebody else. We are not the same person. We have these other different things like our quality is unmatchable. Technology we use here. So all this must go along, okay? Understanding things like who you're comparing yourself with. Who is competing in the market, for example, like now for Simba. Who do you compete out there in the market?
There is Capital, there is Linkup, there are several dealers. We have like 400. 400,000. Is it 400,000?
Okay, so now being those 400, where do you start in the market? Are you the benchmark or the substitute?
We are the benchmark. We have won so many trophies because of certain things. We do.
Okay.
We have very high standards. You should come to our office, Nancy, and see the trophies.
I think I should come. I think I will. Where is your office? By the way, I forgot where it was. In town?
City House, 4th floor. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yes, you must know your place and know who is your competitor because what are they competing with you for? And understand your place. Are you the number 2 or the number 1? You want to be number 1 in everything. And by knowing your product, understanding where the cutting edge of it is, will keep you as a benchmark. Sometimes customers don't understand because you have 400 people selling the same thing. Are they comparing you for what somebody is giving them in terms of the product, the value, the price, the service, the entire package? Are they comparing an orange and an apple or a lemon and an apple? So before you leave that client, let them understand you're not just anybody else. This is why you must come to the benchmarks. We are the apples. Others are oranges, but don't say that, yeah? Convince them they must come and stay with you because you know your product. They'll ask you many things. And don't forget, these clients go around. They go around and study other products. They go and check. They compare, yeah? They compare like now, look at this. The phones here, there's Huawei, there's Oppo, and there's another one. They look the same. Yeah. Huawei and Oppo, for example, they're the same, you know, same features. Or Mazda and Toyota. Sometimes I wonder, what's the difference? To me, that's to me. I can buy either. They're Japanese, a 1.5 engine, but you must convince me Mazda is more superior or has this extra edge to Toyota to buy a Mazda for it. LG and Samsung screen TVs. I don't see a difference, and I'm being honest. I'll go for the cheapest, for the discount one. They don't offer. So you must convince me why Simba, why not company X? Yeah, Swiss and German watches, the same technology, the same features, the same look. Why am I buying Swiss for so much money? Why am I spending money for Swiss watches? So clients will compare your product and they even have notes. They also have this, you have this, they also have this. You have what? Speed, GBs, I have the same thing. So you must look for that extra attribute, right? And your menu, you have Telcom, there's Airtel, Safaricom for mobile phones. Internet, we have so many, there's Zuku, there's Fiber, Safaricom. So to me, if I was to go and buy internet service, I'll go for Safaricom. It's one I know very well, Safaricom, because I know about their service and I can rely on them. So Fiber, for me, I'll say Fiber. I'm not sure. I have no experience. I've not heard things about you. So customers go around and compare. They look at the features. But what is that one thing the product makes you win? All right.
So now, Nancy, what you are saying is that we must sell the benefits of the services in most instances.
In all instances. You're not just selling butter or Safaricom or whatever, GBs. What is it in that you sent to me? What is the benefit? Match my need to my benefit. If I want a simple phone just to be calling and M-Pesa, sell me that phone, the benefits, okay? I'm giving you this phone. It's not a smartphone. It has 1, 2, 3, what I need. Don't sell me a smartphone and the benefit and match with my need. As I was saying earlier, if you know it very well, you can answer, you can be able to build trust and the customer relationships and set the benefits to my needs, put them together. That's the first thing. Complain about the objection, you can tell me, no, my product is much, much better, it's more superior, I have this and that, to gain them confidence in your product. That's the objective. And then secondly, find a unique attribute that nobody else has. Find it. It could be the service, the way you deliver the product, the way you display, the way you package, the entire process of packaging the product. All those can be benefits of attributes that help you have an edge beyond anybody else.
Like somebody likes calling it, you should find your Tarakaniti in that particular outfit.
Yes, yes.
Totally. Because
and
I think also, Nancy, let me add on to something. I feel like most buyers or customers buy the value or the add-ons, you know, the fact that you want a phone that can make calls, do SMS and do M-Pesa, the kabambe of 1,000 does that, you know, but we still end up buying iPhones, you know, 100+ thousands, these very expensive phones because of the add-ons. You say you can access your emails without your laptop. That's an add-on, you know. You can do Zoom meetings on your phone. That's an add-on.
Now, do we all need the same features? Do we all need them? Does somebody else need the same thing I need?
No, no.
My mother will buy a phone to call M-Pesa and maybe for the picture photographs.
Yes.
But I want the full package.
Yeah, true. So
I think my need.
Yes.
And then why must I buy from you and not that guy next door?
Totally. I agree.
The extra thing you're adding, is it the way I serve you, the way I deliver to you? Find those unique things about you and your product or your company that can make you give an edge. That's the biggest take out from this entire course of product knowledge.
True.
Yeah. Are there any questions? I know I'm rushing this topic.
Just one, but I think the answer of it we had already answered. Anthony was asking, to add on that, a customer paid partially for an Oppo A15, which initially costed 13,999, but the price changed up to 14,999 before he completed the change. How can we handle this, the customer? I think we said it's the matter of honesty. Just tell them, when you came here to pay the deposit, Bailey Badilika, this is what. Either they take that or you offer an alternative at the same cost. For me, I'll just want to handle it that way. What do you think, Nancy?
It depends on how you agreed at the beginning that, was it like at a time period that before you come, before the end of this week or by end of this month, you must have some terms down, eh? If you're paying for the phone for 2 months, Can I hold the price for you or not? Is it an open or it's a shut case? It depends on what the agreement you had with them. But it's good to agree at the beginning, as you said, honesty, this price will be there for only 1 month or 1 week. It can change. Yeah, disclose that, it's important. If there's no agreement, I'm sorry, they have to pay the balance. It has happened.
Yeah.
So be careful how you make commitments to customers, what you commit. And in writing is very, very good. In writing, make it in writing. Tuko sawa?
Sawa kabisa.
Now, because of time, we can't do our group work for this. You can do it when you go to your offices. It will be there with you, I think, and be forwarded by Charity Purity.
Yes.
Just do like a role play and understand your product, yeah? List your attributes of all your products and all your services, and then find what are the unique attributes. And then transfer and translate all the attributes you have into benefits for different customers who come in there. Understand who is the competitor outside the market and how do they compare. As we agreed earlier, you're the market leader, a substitute. So this is something that we're doing every now and then to even do a test for each other, get each other and see how you understand the product. But if you know your product, the attributes, and you can sell them to clients, and you have the unique ones that you know very well, even just that one thing you will win out of 400 dealers. And that's the end. I think we have come to the end of our discussion today, and I think we have covered all we had asked to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Are there any other questions that are burning from any part of the discussion?
From the chat box, we don't have any questions, but we can open the floor for a few minutes just to see if anyone has any burning question or something they came expecting we address and they have not. Then we address it shortly, then we call it a Saturday evening.
Yeah.
Any questions from the team? If you have any question, you can also put them on the chat box. I'm able to read them out.
Purity, let me say something. It's not a question. It's an encouragement. That customer excellence, product excellence will not just come. It comes out of an investment of continuous research, continuous reading, continuous comparison. It cannot just come. You must invest your energy. You must invest your money. Don't wait for Simba to pay for a training. There are so many ways you can enhance your customer excellence skills. There are so many ways that you can enhance your product knowledge skills. Let me give you an example. Suppose you went to a doctor and this doctor was referring to a text as they are injecting you. What view will you have of this doctor? You must build, what should I say? Before the customer knows that you do not know. You should be able to continuously increase or improve your skills so that you build confidence. When you have product knowledge, the customer has confidence in you and you attract more customers and you attract more referrals, all right? Let us not wait for Simba to pay for training. We can also, in our own way, enhance our skills.
True, I totally agree with you, Richard, because learning is a continuous process. It doesn't stop at any one point. The fact that you'll be done with this program does not mean our learning will stop at that point. So let us take it to ourselves. Read articles, watch YouTube videos. They're all over the place. Sign up for short courses on these free learning platforms. You never know. We have a comment from Joanne, which I totally agree with. She's saying, remember, we are first each other's customers as colleagues, and that is the only way we can give our best. How are you treating your fellow colleague? How do you talk to them? How do you reply to their emails? How do you address them? So we are our first customers, and that is the truth. Anyone with any other comment, question? Did we enjoy the training today? Have we learned something?
Yes. Yes, we have. I have.
Have we learned something? Let us get feedback as I also drop you the feedback link. What do you guys?
I hope they have learned something. They have taken something from today's discussion.
I really hope so too.
Yeah, like the 6 questions that you need to ask, I don't think somebody should forget those ones if they need to have continuous improvement.
That's good. Yes, I'm happy you can use it. It can be very applied in every place.
Yeah, true.
And other things, of course, about the product and also about knowing your customer.
Yes. So I see a chats just coming in. Just give me a second so that I'm able to read them.
I wish we had more time to discuss more, but time was just very limited. But
I know.
Learning.
And Richard, once we send you the presentation, just share the group works that we've not done for them to practice even at the shop levels, you know. So our Simba from Bondo is saying, yes, we have really enjoyed every bit of the session. Zach, they enjoyed a lot. Our Simba says, great insights from Purity and Nancy. So I think that is it. I think someone will pray for us, Richard, then we can close it.
Kijana mwepesi tuombe.
Sorry?
Kijana mwepesi, John Mudemi can pray for us.
All right.
Looks like he's not ready. Let me pick on somebody. Says, you can pray for us.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you very much. Richard, thank you for indulging us this evening. Let's see you on Saturday. I had already shared the feedback link. So just click on it before you leave so that it directs you to give us feedback on our platform. Thank you.